Good day everyone, this is Faisal. Welcome to my channel on sports finances. In today's episode 2, we will cover revenues. Okay, let's start by looking at some of the major sources of revenues generated by large sports organizations. Major events. Organizing major events such as the FIFA World Cup and the Olympics generate enormous revenues. For example, the FIFA World Cup 2018 raised $5.4 billion in revenues for FIFA, and the Winter and Summer Olympics in 2014 and 2016 generated over $5.5 billion for the IOC. Organizing league competitions. Again, the big sports leagues around the world earn billions through their regular annual competitions. And the top earning leagues in the world are the US National Football League that earned $11.4 billion for the 2019 season, the US Major League Baseball that earned $9.7 billion for the 2019 season, the US NBA which earned $6.2 billion for the 2018 season, and the English Premier League which earned $6 billion for the 2019 season. Again, these are enormous amounts of money. Bilateral matches are those that are arranged directly between two or more teams that play each other and share the revenues and expenses. An example of this would be the Ashes cricket matches that are played between England and Australia, normally every 2 years. Or if, say, Man United and Real Madrid agree to play a couple of friendly matches in Japan. These matches are organized directly by the two teams and they decide all the financial arrangements between themselves. Licensing includes the accreditations and branding rights that are sold by organizations such as FIFA to third parties, who are then allowed to display the brand of the organization on their products. These can include, for example, licenses for branding and running sports academies and sports education programs, and also accreditations for other products, such as official suppliers of sports equipment and clothing. This also includes approving and branding popular video games for platforms such as PlayStation and Xbox. So, for example, the FIFA 19 football video game is produced under the license of FIFA, and there is Australian Open Tennis, AO Tennis, which is a tennis video game developed and published under the license of the Australian Open. Merchandising. The sale of merchandising rights includes the rights to produce and sell replica team shirts and kits, team flags, giant foam hands with team logos, hats, keychains, mugs, etc. This is a huge market. One report estimated the size of the sports merchandise market in 2018 to be $26 billion, and which is expected to grow to $34 billion by 2023. Player transfer fees. Professional players sign contracts with their clubs for a fixed term period that could be for a number of years. But before their contract expires, by mutual agreement, the player can transfer to another club, and his new club will pay compensation to his old club, and this compensation is known as a transfer fee. This can involve a very significant amount of money, and the current transfer fee record is 222 million euros that Paris Saint-Germain Football Club paid Barcelona for the Brazilian striker Neymar. That's a lot of money. So we spoke about major sporting events generating billions in revenue. So let's have a look at where these billions come from. Ticket sales. Well, money from ticket sales is the normal source of income that most people think of when it comes to sports matches. But over the years, this source of income has steadily declined as a percentage of total revenues. Having said that, to have full stadiums remains a very important part of the tournament strategy for a number of reasons, and I will delve into this in a future episode when we look at event ticketing strategy. The hospitality areas are the most exclusive areas to be in to watch a sports match. These provide the best views and cost a lot more than regular tickets. It's like paying for first class travel as opposed to traveling in economy. These areas sometimes have special restaurants, bars, and lounge areas that are not available to regular ticket holders. Also, you will have seen that at tennis matches, the hospitality boxes are normally located right next to the playing court, almost within touching distance of the players. So there you not only have the best view, but then you also have the chance of being seen on TV sitting right behind the deadly Serena Williams serve. For your information, for the FIFA World Cup 2018, the cost of the top hospitality package was £1 million. This was to watch 19 World Cup football matches, including the semi-finals and the finals. So why would someone spend so much to watch a game of football or tennis? I will cover this when we look in future at ticketing and hospitality revenues. TV broadcast and media rights. The sale of TV broadcast and media rights has become the main revenue earner for major sporting events. It's the TV and cable channels that buy the exclusive rights to broadcast the matches and bring them live into your living room. They in turn make money from TV and cable subscriptions, from pay-per-view subscriptions, and from advertising during the game. They also cover their costs and make money by on-selling the sub-rights to other TV channels and media companies in other parts of the world. This can become quite complicated, especially when there are a number of territories and various broadcasters involved. Just to give you an example of the sort of numbers we are talking about at the high end. In the case of the US National Football League, CBS, Fox, NBC, and ESPN paid the NFL around $39.6 billion for its media rights for an 8-year period from 2014 to 2022. That's nearly $5 billion per year. Sponsorships. These are monies paid by large corporates to associate themselves with an organization or an event in order to promote their products. It's part of the sponsoring company's marketing budget. Examples of companies that have traditionally sponsored sports are Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Visa, and MasterCard, among thousands of others. There are also different sponsor categories, such as being a naming rights sponsor, where your name is used as part of the event, or a specific facility, such as a sports stadium. For example, in 2004, the Arsenal Football Club changed the name of its stadium to the Emirates Stadium, following a naming rights deal with Emirates Airlines. Emirates are also the shirt sponsors to Arsenal. You can also have sponsors by territory, where the sponsor has the local territory rights, or the regional rights, or the global rights. By the way, if a sponsor comes on board, that particular sponsor category will normally be exclusive to that sponsor's products. So for example, if Coke is a sponsor of a particular event, they will not allow Pepsi or any of its products to be associated with the same event. And if MasterCard is a sponsor of a particular event, then they will not allow Visa or any other competitor to be part of that particular event. So the sponsor will have exclusivity, which obviously makes sense as they've paid a lot of money to be part of that tournament. Sale of digital rights. Digital rights are normally part of the media rights, but I have carved these out as this is quickly growing in leaps and bounds as a major broadcast area in itself. This involves the use of the internet for live or delayed streaming of matches that you can watch on your laptop, mobile phone, or other mobile device. New players in this market include Amazon, which has started streaming live English Premiership matches, and Facebook and YouTube have also entered the sports market in a big way. This technology also includes innovations such as the use of augmented reality and virtual reality, which is growing very rapidly. So why does sport generate so much money? Well, one answer is that whoever is paying, whether it's someone purchasing a ticket to a match, or purchasing a pay-per-view event, or subscribing to a sports TV channel, or purchasing a hospitality package for £1 million, buying the media rights to a global event, or bringing Neymar to Paris Saint-Germain, that person believes that he is getting value for his money. So if PSG paid 222 million euros for Neymar, that's because they believe that to them Neymar is worth at least that amount of money, and that while he is with them, they will be able to monetize his presence and get a good return on their investment. And they will have done their numbers. It is about economics. Let's have a look at the revenue numbers of FIFA from 2015 to 2018. FIFA works in 4-year financial cycles, and these revenue numbers are an extract from their 2018 annual report and includes the 2018 Football World Cup. So during that period, FIFA made $3,127 million from TV broadcast. That's $3.1 billion. It made $1,660 million from selling sponsorship and marketing rights. It made $712 million from hospitality and ticket sales. Almost all of that came from the 2018 Football World Cup. It made $600 million from selling licensing rights. And it had other revenues of $322 million. So one can see that the total revenues of FIFA over that 4-year period was $6.4 billion. And while the numbers and percentages will vary, it's a very good example of the way the revenue model works for a major sports organization, with TV and broadcast rights taking the lion's share of 49%, followed by corporate sponsorships at 26%. I will be analyzing the FIFA annual report and the financials of some other sports organizations in future episodes, and that should be an interesting discussion. Other sources of revenue. The following is a list of some other sources of revenue that sports organizations can have. This list is by no means exhaustive and is in no particular order. The annual membership fee. Organizations sometimes charge their members a joining fee and an annual membership fee. Academy and coaching. The organization could have a sports training academy that conducts training and coaching courses for upcoming players, and there are also other courses such as umpiring and refereeing courses. And in addition, there are many more sources of revenue, such as the sale of match photos and archive video footage, match levies and fines, and we will cover some of these in due course. Revenues generated by other service providers. Then there are those organizations that are not sports companies in themselves, but make money from providing services to the sports industry. Again, the following list is not exhaustive and is in no particular order. The person selling hot dogs at the stadium and other such stalls at a game are certainly part of the revenue ecosystem. There are sports agencies that manage players, help with organizing events, and do event marketing. There are many companies that manufacture sports equipment and clothing. And there are various other companies such as sports publishing companies, sports lawyers and other professionals, sports writers, and suppliers of sport technology. As I had mentioned in episode 1, there is an entire ecosystem that services and supports the sports industry. So, in summary, today we covered major sources of revenues, sport event revenues, the revenues of FIFA, other sources of revenues, and revenues that are generated by other service providers. So I'm almost done with this episode. Now there are some action points for you. If you are interested in sports or in finances or both, then please subscribe to my channel, as it will hopefully get more and more interesting as we move along. And if you liked this particular episode, then please hit the like button below. And if there are any comments or questions on what you've just heard, then I would love to hear from you and will try and respond to you as soon as I can. And if there are any future topics that you think I should cover, then you can either suggest those below or write to me at sportsfinancesfh@gmail.com. So that's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you will be there for my next episode. In the meanwhile, take care and God bless.